Hello, hello, hello. Hi everyone, it's Harry, and I'm back here with a How I Wrote It video this time. I haven't done one of these before yet, so hopefully it goes alright. We're still very much in the experimental phase of this whole YouTube thing, so hopefully it's going to go okay. So the song I'm going to talk to you about today is my single Look Away, which is the last song that I released. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's been played on the Kyle and Jackie O show, on Hit 105 here in Brisbane, it's been played on Coles Radio. It's like been around the place. You can check it out in the description of the video. There's a link to it on Spotify and Apple Music. So Look Away is one of my favourite songs I've ever written. It was one of the easiest songs I ever wrote in terms of, sometimes with songwriting it's like pulling teeth, like you're just like, you'll sit there for days or weeks or longer sometimes. Look Away was a very natural song. I wrote it in like a couple of days, and here's the backstory. So a while ago I met a girl, as all songwriting stories start. I met a girl who I really fell in love with, and honestly, I thought I'd met my future wife, basically. We very quickly became best friends because we just clicked, but it didn't work out. She didn't feel the same way about me. She actually had a boyfriend at the time. She ended up moving away, moving cities, saying thanks but no thanks to me, and I kind of got left on my own, and it really put me into this kind of existential crisis sort of a feeling. I was like, well, if not her, then who? And if not now, then when? I felt like I've been waiting a long time for someone like that to walk into my life. It was the first time I've felt anything like that. I started to feel like I had all these plans for my life and none of them were happening just yet. I was just laying the foundations for something that I hoped would happen one day, with music, with relationships, with who I wanted to be as a person. Brisbane, as the city where I live, kind of came to represent that. When I was a young teenager, the city was like, wow, this cool place where I had never been before, and it was like my first place where I could go with friends and just kind of have freedom and just do whatever we want. Now that I'd grown up, I was walking through the city and it felt too familiar, and Brisbane felt too stifling and too small, and this girl that I'd been interested in wasn't here, and I felt like I had this sense that I was never going to meet someone like that again while I was in Brisbane, while I was this person. But then at the same time, when we're talking a year after all that stuff happened and the girl moved away, I felt like I was starting to make progress in music, and I felt like I was making progress as to who I wanted to be as a person, and making progress moving past all that stuff that happened with the girl. And so I had this real sense of hope about where I wanted to go with life, but at the same time a lot of pain because of where I was in life. And so Look Away kind of encompasses that. It's a song ultimately about wanting to find the person that you wind up with and wanting to have that real love but have it returned this time. But ultimately it's a hopeful song. It's not a sad song, because as the lyric says, you're only a look away, because that's kind of how you have to live as a musician. That's how I think that's how everyone has to live, is to be optimistic about the things that you really want to happen. I'm going to do everything I can to be the person that I'm going to do everything I can to be the person that when this girl that I want to be with walks into my life, I'm worthy, I'm ready, and I'm capable of being who she wants to be with. And I'm going to be the type of musician that if an opportunity comes forward for me, I'm ready, I'm good enough, I've been doing all the right things. Success in music in some ways is a lot like love, in that it can only take one moment or one song or one person to hear you for you to go and have everything that you ever wanted to happen. The first line of the song, I could sit watching ships, comes from, I used to have a residency at a place called Eat Street Markets, which is right on Brisbane Wharf. Nice food and people having a great time, but I wasn't feeling very happy on the inside. And it's right on the wharf, so then there's these big cruise ships that are right next to the market. Huge cruise ships. Often, as I was going in to set up for a gig, these cruise ships would be leaving, and I didn't have any money to go on a cruise, and I didn't have anyone to go on a cruise with, but I would see all these people leaving, and I didn't know where the ship was going, and I didn't know what adventures those people were going to go have. All I knew was that I wanted to have an adventure, and I wanted someone to have that adventure with. While that person might not be here right now, while it might feel like they're very far away, in the end, it could just take one little glance, it could just take one little chance meeting, and then all of a sudden they're in your life, and it's amazing. So that's my song Look Away, that's how I wrote it. I really hope you enjoyed the story. I hope it told you a little bit more about me and my story. Actually, my whole EP that's out on Spotify and Apple Music now is all about getting over that one particular girl, but from different angles. So Look Away is my hopeful moving on song. Unexpected is kind of my grieving song. Emma is kind of, Emma actually wasn't about that girl, but it kind of fits with the theme. It's kind of like the I never needed you anyway kind of rebellion song. And then I've got another song that's going to come out soon, which is called None of My Business. And it's kind of the cheeky, are you into me, are you not into me song. Please like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you'd like to hear more about how I write my songs and the stories behind them. And I'll see you next time. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.